Hello, my beautiful friend. I'm so glad you're here. Come on, let's go for a little walk and let's talk. How are you today, friend? I'm listening. Tell me all about it. What is good? What are you grateful for today? Hello, good morning. I'm good. I can smell your coffee. It smells wonderful. Yeah. I love it, but I can't drink it. It makes me anxious. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. It's good to see you. Thank you. Okay. I really am listening to what you're grateful for. That's my neighbor. I pass her every morning. You'll get used to her. Well, I am grateful. Hello, little crow. There's a crow that's not happy I'm walking underneath him. Today I am grateful to be out on my walk. I know that was my gratitude for yesterday, but I really did not want to go today. And a lot of the times I have to just tell my body, we're going to go for 5 minutes. 5 minutes is all we got to do. And it always ends up being longer on those days. But I am grateful, even if this ends up only being 5 minutes, to be out on my walk and getting some sunshine, some fresh air and movement. Let's take a breath. It's a little windy out here, so hopefully the sound will come out okay. Today, this morning, what has been on my mind as I reflect, as I do my morning journaling while I walk. This is my routine. It's really easy for me. I don't know if you feel the same, but I get a lot of the mental, emotional symptoms of this concoction of mind, body, chronic conditions, all the different flavors that one can have in this. I get a lot of the mental stuff, and I have to constantly be aware and step back and realize that the chronic condition has kind of almost like infiltrated my mind, this program. And if I'm not aware, it can take over. If I'm not aware of it, if I am not rooted in my identity, I can start to identify with it and just go along with whatever it's saying. And it's, I deal with anxiety, OCD, depression in this thing. Never had those things outside of this, but both times I had a run-in with this thing, that has become my reality. And so it can just get really dark, seeing through that lens. Everything looks gray, and it can get really hopeless And I can feel really helpless at times. And like, just that string of thoughts. I mean, this is brain retraining, right? This is brain rewiring, is catching that program, becoming aware of it, and teaching our brain new patterns. And that is basically what my channel's all about right now. But yeah, so I feel like the real victory in this is not getting to the other side and running off into the sunset and reclaiming our health and well-being. I feel like that's kind of the reward. That's kind of the bonus at the end of all of this. The prize, if you will. But I feel like the real true victory is who you become within the storm, when the pressure's on, when this thing comes against you, when it tries to steal your identity, when it tries to, I'm going to paint it like the bad guy for a moment, just to illustrate my point here. I don't think our brains and our bodies are the bad guy. I think we have to learn to work with them. And the parts of us that, are stubborn and unlikable and make this really difficult. So just to put that out there. But it's like when the pressure's on, that's when you get to really see who you are. You get to see where you need to grow, where your weaknesses are. You get to see where the cracks are in your foundation. It's the true reflection of who you really are and where you're at in your journey and where you need to grow. And it's this great cleansing and shedding process. It's the dark night of the soul. That's the best way I can explain it. It comes around, I was talking about this in one of my last episodes, you're being delivered. It's like you're being born. You're being born again. You are in a birthing process. It's painful. It's uncomfortable. There's a lot of aches. There's a lot of confusion. You're being transformed. You're going from a caterpillar to a butterfly. And I know that this thing sucks. Okay, like when I'm in that program, it's just like there's nothing I can say that's good about this thing. I have to work to step back and become aware and remind myself, and here comes my pattern interrupt for the day. It's like, this is a gift. It is what it is, actually. It is what it is, and I can choose. We can choose how we want to frame it, how we want to perceive it. It is what it is. But our power comes by we get to choose how we see this. And if we just go along with the program, I don't know if you're like me, but it's just going to paint it as this ugly thing. It's going to paint everything as ugly. We have to work to retrain our brain out of that program into the program that we want, and it takes time and patience. But it's like we're in a process, and we're here. Either way, we're here. So in my mind, it's like, it's going to be loud for a minute. There's a loud truck coming by. This is what my teen daughter always said. She battled cancer and lost. Take more from it than it can ever take from you. And do not ever, my friend, and this goes for me too, because it's tempting to get deep into that rabbit hole, deep into those dark thoughts, especially when the whole world is closing in on you. And that program is telling you it's helpless and hopeless. Those are just it's just another symptom. It's just another symptom of this thing, is the thoughts. Don't let it break your spirit. Don't let it tell you who you are and what you can do and what you can become and what you can achieve. Do not let it. Even if you get to the end and let's say we never get out of this thing. You know what? At least we became amazing in it. We refused to let it take our spirit. We refused to let it make us hopeless and helpless. We believed to the end that we had power. We lived empowered through it. We gave it our all. We did our best. Whatever that is. We became strong. That's the victory. That's the victory. When the pressure's on, who are you? Who do you become? Do you become a hopeless, helpless person? Do you let it turn you into a grumpy, bitter, angry, hopeless, helpless person? Or do you take everything it's throwing at you and you use it to make yourself amazing as you can be? And I feel like you can get really lost in this program. And it's like we forget that we are being shaped, we are being molded. The weight is against us so we can become stronger. It's a gift. But the program will never let you see that. It's all about breaking free. It's about becoming liberated. And when you get to the other side, it's not about what you've gained on the other side, like as far as more superficial things, health and well-being, whatever. It's about who you have become within it. You become someone so strong. You realize your strength through it. You realize who you really are when everything falls away. And you're still left standing, you. And you discover what truly matters. You discover what you can truly rely on. You discover the truth about what really works in this life to get you out of dark places. Once you transform from that caterpillar to the butterfly, in that process, you become something different. When that darkness is all around you, when the pressure's on, it creates you into something different, something new. And now the real gift, the real victory is that you know without a shadow of a doubt, this stuff can't F with you. You can be in the darkest place and you are that light. You're the light in the darkness. You discover your own power. Maybe you discover God. You discover that's the light for you. But it's indestructible. And you realize that no matter what, nothing can take you out. Come on. I think that's when you win at this thing. Bring it on. I'm not afraid of you anymore. I've discovered who I am. And I'm strong and I'm going to get through this because that's who I am. I don't need anything outside myself. I have everything I need within me to overcome this. And I'm not saying we don't need things to help us. But the core of who we are, that radiates out. And it attracts all the things that align with who we are, who we're being, who we believe we are. And it's just like it comes to us to just reflect that. We attract it. So, yeah, I feel like at least when this thing comes over you, it blinds you. You can be, I've been on the other side before. But when it comes over you, it blinds you. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, you almost forget who you are well. You have to go through a process of remembering. Because this thing can be all-encompassing. It can make you forget who you really are and your power and your ability. And yeah, I feel like when you actually get over this thing is when you don't care anymore. You know, you stay in it long enough that you realize who the F you are. And you no longer put up with its bullshit. And I know this is a fighty spirit. It's like fight. You know, and I think that there is a place not to fight, and I think there is a place to fight. And I know that there's a place for acceptance in all of this, and I think it's a very valuable tool. But in my experience, there's got to be some kind of fire there. You have to want to get well. You have to, yeah, I don't know. I feel like you can't just, pardon my French, lay down like a bitch and take it. And that doesn't mean, I don't even think you need a fight. I think when you realize who you are, there is no fight. You're like, this thing is nothing. It is nothing. You know who you are. It's not even a problem anymore. I've said it before. It's like if somebody were to come to me and tell me I had brown hair, I would just laugh at them. I don't need to sit and argue with them. I know that I don't have brown hair. I know that deeply. It doesn't need to be a fight. I just realize, okay, you got problems with your eyes, obviously. You know, because I have red hair. But yeah, there is no fight. That's it. You realize who the F you are. You wake up to that. You realize this thing has no power over you. It never did. You believed that it did. You got lost maybe in the program. You let it convince you you were something you were not. I feel like identity is so important in this stuff. And I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough. I feel like at the core for me, really, it's like you just forgot who you are. That's it. You forgot your power. You forgot what you're capable of. And you let this thing convince you you're something you're not. And it's about remembering. It's not about healing. We are healed. We don't need to heal. We're healed. The lie is that we're not. And it's like we have to, I feel like, for me, brain rewiring is like standing solid in the storm. The storm is raging around you, and you stand solid, and no matter what happens, you stand firm, word, thought, deed, in who you are. You speak it. You speak against these things. You train your brain. You take control. You take power. You train your brain in the way you want it to go. Even when it's working against you. You say, no, I'm the master. You are not the master. I am. I'm the master. Maybe I've let you take over for a long time. And things got really out of control. And I wasn't in the driver's seat. I wasn't a parent. No wonder why things are out of control. Because I just felt powerless. But no more, no more. I remember who I am, no more. And you stand strong in that. You stand solid. It comes, and now those winds blow and they blow you over, and you get back up and you try again. And you keep doing it until you have the strength to stand solid. You build that muscle tone as it pushes against you. You build the muscle tone by getting back up again. You build the strength by being in it, not outside of it. And you just stand firm in all that you are, in every expression of you. You stand firm, and that doesn't mean you don't make mistakes. That doesn't mean you don't get thrown off. That doesn't mean you don't have bad days, bad years. It means at the end of the day, you get back up and you take more from it than it can take from you. All that wind, all that pressure, that storm beating against you is only making you stronger. And it's okay to rest. And it's okay to be broken. And it's okay to be weak. And that, I feel like, is when, like for me, that's when I had to come to God. I had my come to Jesus moment. It's like, I'm too weak to do this. And he got me back up, and he reminded me who I am through him, who he sees me as. The enemy sees me as weak and powerless. And if I listen to that, that's who I'm going to become. So I needed to go to someone who sees me as I truly am. So that doesn't mean that you don't have bad days and you're just supposed to have it all figured out. Like sometimes it's like, I'm so tired of being strong. I don't want to be strong anymore, Sandy. I'm tired of being strong. I'm sick of being strong. And sometimes the greatest strength is surrender. That is, it's like it's an action, but it's an inaction. It doesn't seem productive, but it's actually probably the most productive thing you can do. When you surrender into the arms of God, he can take over. And he can remind us, he can get us back up and remind us who we are. And it's continuing to stand solid. I feel like this is me getting, you know what, my channel is just spiritual at this point. I can't even help it. That is just the stage I'm in. This is the layer of recovery that I'm in, is the spiritual layer. It just is what it is. I know spirituality is such like a personal thing. And I know a lot of people don't like to talk about it. Like they're afraid to scare people away. But I guess, you know what, the right people who are on the same spiritual path will get it. And I'm not trying to please anyone. This is my journal. This is me just reflecting on what's going on. And yeah, so that was a side tangent. Hey, I already made it 5 minutes. I made it a lot longer than 5 minutes. Yay. Anyway, I feel like one of the greatest things we can do in this life, I feel like the whole reason we're here, maybe, I might question that later, is we have to learn to be inside the storm and not let it overtake us. I feel like everywhere in the universe, there is evil, there is darkness. We have to learn to hold our own in those spaces. We have to learn to be the light in the darkness. And we have to get tested, and we have to get tried, and we have to be in it and let it come against us so that we can learn how to handle ourselves within that and who to call on within that. That's it. It's not about healing. It's not about getting well. We already are that. It's about remembering who we are within the storm and not letting it overtake us. And that takes time. It is a process. It's like a kid learning to ride a bike. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes messing up. It takes falling off. It takes a gentle hand to help you figure it out, who knows how. That could be a coach, that could be God, that could be whoever. Someone who's gotten through this, who knows the process of learning how to ride a bike. And when you fall down, they say, no, this is part of it. Get back up. You're gonna figure it out. We need those voices in our ears. People who have went across that bridge and are kind enough to come back and help us get across it too. I am so grateful for those people. And I was one of those people who ran off into the sunset. I said I would come back, but I didn't. And it's like I'm here for round 2, and it's like, okay, well, I'm a student of this myself, but let's try to come back too a little bit while we're in it. But yeah, it's like, I feel like we all have that lesson in this life. And this group of people who are going through this, who are on a similar journey to me, it's like, we haven't learned it yet. We gotta learn it. We gotta have, every single person in this life has hardships. They have problems. They have hard things they have to go through. That molds us. It's about learning to take the adversity and make it work for you instead of trying to run from it and get rid of it. We never can gain the strength we need. We can never know who we are unless we're in it with that pressure on us. And when we grow the strength, it's no longer an issue. It's like going to the gym and you start out trying to lift a 100-pound weight and you work up to it. It takes a lot of time and practice and effort. You might need a coach there to help you, to spot you. You might need a spotter. But eventually, you show up enough. Now, you can lift it. You're moving on to 200 pounds. It's no longer an issue. We are learning to lift 100 pounds right now. And until we get it, it's going to be a problem. Not even a problem. Like, that's what I'm saying. You can choose how to see this thing. Take more from it than it can ever take from you. Do not let it dictate how you see this. You get to choose how you see it. See it as a gift, as a blessing, as something here to strengthen you, to bring you into the truth of who you really are. And it's like the health is just a side effect. It's a given, but it's about who we are in that storm. Now we're no longer afraid of it. We're no longer afraid of that 100-pound weight. We can go lift it. That's it. We're not trying to stop this stuff from happening. We're not trying to get out of it. We're not trying to outrun it. We're not trying to get rid of it. We are learning to be strong inside of it till it no longer has power over us. That's it. And once we become who we really are, it fades away. It's no longer an issue because we know who we are and we know who it is. It is nothing compared to us in our truth. So it's like, we need to be in this. We need to master this lesson. And once we master it, health is just, it's gonna come. Because that's who we are. Once we remember who we are, we know we are healthy. And when those thoughts come to say all that they want to say about that, we're just like, whatever. It's like telling, I have strawberry blonde hair, telling me I have brunette hair. I'm like, okay, funny, whatever, move on with my life. Okay, this is a really fiery, feisty pep talk. But I feel like some of us need to hear that. I have to tell myself this all the time because that program will take over if I don't. It'll run the show. And we're going to end up where it wants us to end up, which is in this little frayed bubble where the world gets smaller and smaller and smaller because that is the program. It's fear. It's living in fear. It's fear. We don't need to get rid of fear. I'm home. I'm going to go in. We don't need to get rid of fear. We need to learn to be in the midst of fear and not let it overpower us. All right, friend, that was a good little walk. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.